Here to talk about the endless possibilities of urban agriculture, please welcome to the stage co-founder and CEO of Plantaform, Alberto Aguilar. Give him a nice round of applause, everyone, please.
Muchas gracias. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to start by explaining a story that happened when I was a child. Growing up in a rural town in the outside of Barcelona, Spain, I was surrounded by the rhythm of nature. It was easy to get land, right? Everything's cheap in Spain. You can be rural, you can grow your own stuff, and it's quite affordable and accessible to most people. So we had a garden, naturally, which my dad built. We grew everything that you could imagine, from tomatoes, leafy greens, potatoes, carrots, and an array of fruit trees. In the winter, which was our low season, we would actually turn the fruits into marmalade to conserve them. And the vegetables, we would freeze them, and we would keep them until the spring. Yet our garden was still alive. We would grow different type of crops, like pumpkins, that we were able to withstand the cold of the winter. So we rarely had to buy produce. And when we did, we could actually taste the difference, because it was not the same stuff. So this connection to nature shaped my early understanding of food. It was fresh, it was local, and it was abundant. Hello, everyone. My name is Alberto, and I'm the co-founder and the CEO at Plantaform. But as I grew older and moved to cities, I saw a stark contrast in how food is sourced and consumed, often shipped thousands of miles away to get to your plate. Anyone here bought a salad this last weekend, maybe? Went to the grocery store? Yeah? Amazing. So did I. That salad had to travel 2,400 miles to get to your plate, often being lifted, picked up, and dropped 7 different times before you could actually have access to it. And it all starts in our beloved farms. These vegetables, which are preserved with chemicals and preservatives and obviously pesticides, are now shipped to a processing facility. In this facility, they get packaged, they get redistributed, hands are all over it, and then it gets transported into the supermarkets. That salad that you bought this probably Saturday was actually harvested a week prior to that. And that's the day since it arrived from the grocery stores. So during those 7 different processes or different stages that it has gone through, this actually results in a massive amount of food waste, resulting in 168 million tons of food wasted every year here in North America alone. And you thought that was fresh. It has lost 40% of its nutrient values by the time you actually got to your house. So what we're eating is actually green water, filled with pesticides and chemicals to our body. Now, within that 168 million tons of food wasted, that also includes the spoiled food that is left in our fridges, which every Sunday when we go through our fridge, we always throw away the vegetables or herbs that we did not use. So you can see, are we really facing world hunger when we're wasting 168 million tons of food every year here in North America alone? Well, in 2020, the world experienced a pivotal moment with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. It exposed just how fragile our food supply chains truly are. Suddenly, shelves were empty, and people could only buy limited quantities of essential items. This spike in demand led to soaring prices, with inflation severely impacting our ability to afford fresh, healthy food. It was a wake-up call, showing us that our dependence on long, complex supply chains for something as fundamental as food makes us vulnerable. 51%. That is how many Canadians attempted to grow their own food during COVID. Some as a hobby, some because they had free time to actually grow. But from that 51%, over 70% failed. Because gardening is difficult. And it's not just because it's not your fault. There's winter, there's uncertainty, you got squirrels. There's certain things that you can't control, right? So, can you imagine how many people got disappointed when their garden died the next day? Well, I'm going to show you 100 years ago how Toronto used to look like. On the top left corner, that entire white gap used to be arable farming land, which could supply the demand from that yellow and orange area over there. As cities continue to grow, the land that once provided our food is shrinking. This has created a new challenge. How do we ensure everyone has access to fresh, nutritious produce without relying on distant, resource-intensive supply chains? Because today, that arable land is gone. And how can we actually feed this growing population in urban cities? The answer lies in technology. By bringing farming indoors, we can grow food anywhere, regardless of season or space constraints. Hydroponic and aeroponic farms are emerging all over the world, doing a fantastic job to be able to contribute to the future of food sustainability, reducing food supply chain steps and localizing food production. However, these innovations aren't scaling quickly enough to keep pace with the demands of our growing population. Now imagine if each one of us could have our own large, flourishing garden right at home, just like the one I had in Spain. You'd know exactly what you're eating. You know exactly what goes in your body. And you'd be prepared for the next COVID. So that is our indoor garden. We designed it to be like the Nespresso of vegetables. Super simple to use. Anyone here uses espresso machines for your coffee? Oh, you guys are fancy people. I use my Nespresso pots, right? I choose my hazelnut, vanilla flavor, I put it in the machine, press a button, and I come back and I have a freshly brewed cup of coffee. Well, we did the exact same thing for gardening, because gardening is complex, and for you guys that love espresso machines, I find it very complex. So we have different plant pots with vegetables, herbs, tomatoes, flowers, you name it. You choose your favorite plant pot, you put it into that machine, you scan it with our app, and the device will take care of the entire guessing game. No more squirrels. You got these little magnetic windows that prevent your pets from entering in there. Temperature, put it by the window. If it's too hot, it'll cool down the inside. If it's too cold, it will warm up the inside. Humidity, temperature, watering, it is all self-controlled, and it adjusts according to the plants that you're growing. So every 4 weeks from putting in a pod, you'll have a fully grown 15 heads of lettuce or varieties of herbs or any other vegetable. Our mission is to empower anyone to grow their own fresh food, regardless of a lack of space, time, or know-how. So by enabling people to grow food at home, we're addressing multiple challenges. At once, firstly, we have the reduction of food waste. When you grow what you need, there's less chances of overbuying or spoilage. Herbs, anyone? Whenever you buy a branch of those cilantro or basil, whatever, use 2-3 pinches in your tacos and everything goes away to the garbage. That doesn't happen when you got your own garden. You just harvest what you need. Second, we increase access to fresh, healthy produce. And then finally, we empower you to be part of the solution. This shift isn't just about convenience. It's about building a sustainable future for generations to come. If we can change how we grow and consume food, we can reduce waste, lower emissions, and ensure everyone has access to fresh produce, no matter where they live. Wouldn't it be great if Toronto actually looked like that? Where everyone would be growing from their own condos, you would not have to leave your apartment, and just go harvest what you need. If it wasn't for winter, of course. So with the right technology, we can make local, sustainable food production a reality for everyone. And this is something that we're trying to do at Plantaform. We believe that the future of gardening is indoors. And we believe that that future is now. Thank you very much, everyone.